Hello everyone, welcome back to Dawn and Dreams. It is your lady Ms.Z. Thank you so much for tuning into another video and welcome back. This is going to be a reading on 2020. You know, what is your path going to be? What is your path going to be like? And I know that it can change during the year, so you may want to come back during the year of 2020 and visit this again. But this is just going to get you started on what path you are choosing for 2020, ancestral driven. All right. If you would like to book a reading, please go to donandreams.com. Shout out to my subscription holders. You guys rock. For my Egun and my Ori. You guys will also be getting pick a card reading this month as well, so I'm looking forward to that. But anyway, oh, and I'm also working on some things behind the scenes. I'm not going to speak on it until it's done, but I'm working on some things behind the scenes to get up in the shop as well. So look forward to that. All right, so let me go ahead and break this down to you guys, and let me explain to you how this is going to work. So please be at attention. Okay, so we have, you can either choose between the four feathers, 1, 2, 3, or 4, or you can choose between the pals, whatever pal you feel drawn to. And don't, zoom in too much, just kind of intuitively feel which pal is really calling your name. And this is all one pal. So this will be one pal, this will be the second pal, this will be the third pal, and this will be the fourth pal. So whatever you feel drawn to, and I can back it up a little more so you can see. In this moment, that's the path that you are choosing. And of course, the path comes with a little bit of baggage there. So see what path you want to choose. And just intuitively, there's no right or wrong. Okay? And if you need more time, I advise that you please pause the video. But we're going to get right into it. I'm not going to necessarily move anything around too much unless I'm done with it. Okay? So again, 1, 2, 3, or 4. All right, so let's get started with number 1. For those of you who chose this path, so a lot of you are going to be taking on the path of the shaman. You're more so going to be working with shaman ancestors. Hold on one second. Let's turn it down just a little bit. Okay, you're more so going to be working with ancestors that hold shamanism. You're going to be kind of just in this place of really, speaking to yourself and your higher self, should I say. Like, say for instance, you've been thinking about getting initiated. Those are actions that are actually going to be taken this year into certain practices. Even if it's just your own practice, developing that in itself, that is going to happen for you, because you definitely are going to be working with the ancestor that's going to make you more efficient in the things that you're already doing. Because this is not the beginning. This seems like this is something that's going to come to certain completions starting in 2020 for you, because it's all about your direction. And the funny thing is, in your bones, let's look at this a little closer. The funny thing is, in your bones, you actually have the shaman bone. The shaman, a bone of healing and prophecy, protection. So you're going to be learning a lot of things about healing others, about prophecy. Things are going to become so clear to you. Your spirituality is going to be built. I don't even see this as a bad thing. Like, it's, I wouldn't say it's going to be systematic, but you are going to have more methods that you can rely on. It's not going to be sporadic. You're not going to be here, there, jumping everywhere. It's going to be very, very focused energy, but it's about building you up as a practitioner. You're going to adapt. I'm seeing some of you coming all the way from Christianity all the way to a drastic change to spirituality. And this has probably happened over a course of time. But you're going to know, how to blend realities. You're going to know where certain information came from and why it's there. So it's not necessarily about you letting go of everything that you learned. It's more so about everything coming together for you. This is definitely a path, and it's definitely a direction. You're going to be receiving a lot of nourishment. So I'm actually seeing a lot of women ancestors that's going to come forth as well, especially the grandmother spirit. It's a lot of nurturing type of energy. The grandmother also represents a lot of wisdom, strength, energy, support. This could also represent somebody coming in to support your decisions. Some of you meeting some godmothers or godfathers that are going to help you in the practice of what you're trying to do. But the funny thing is, the shaman is all about a journey. It is not only, accepting healing for yourself, but it's becoming a healer to others. I'm also seeing some shyness there. So for some of you, you may have been kind of shying away from taking that position full on, like helping people. But I'm telling you, those things are going to start changing. You're going to start realizing, hey, this is for me. Everybody provides a certain form of healing or a certain form of a gift that they can offer to the world. So now you're going to be more so separating yourself from comparison to this person, to that person. Well, she's a practitioner, they're a practitioner. Where do I fit in? You're going to find a place that's just for you. The turkey is all about individuality, showing off, showing your own light. So this is something you can definitely be proud of. I'm also seeing this like a badge of honor. And before I let you guys go, let me pull some shamanic healing oracle. Just additional messages about this path that you're going to be taking in 2020. Okay, that's it. Duality, sacred space, perception. So you're going to see a lot of things where you're working on your differences with people, with yourself, even with your partner. It's kind of like change your perception about the differences and bring them all together. Again, if there's a place for everything in the world, then instead of judging something else, you have to be able to understand it first. So like I said, you're going to become into greater understanding. So the confusion about yourself, your path, or why you do this and that, the confusion about, someone is believing in this or that, all of that stuff is going to kind of fade into the distance because you're going to have a greater understanding of things. I see this as also people who kind of avoid friendships or, making certain commitments or bonds with people because you feel like, okay, well, they don't really understand me like that. But, I think that you're going to have just a better overall understanding of people. And it's not going to necessarily bother you anymore if they're not taking the same path as you, because you're going to be too focused on helping the people that are ready to be helped. You're going to be creating a sacred space. I also see this as some of you may be starting, some type of either a business or a place of being. Like you may have a community. It could be an online community because times are changing. So you may not have something to where you have a store, but that might be even better too if you have like a community where you can create a sacred space. This also represents really building up your altar even more, some upgrades when it comes to your altars and your sacred spaces in your home. It's going to be some upgrades because you're going to be adding some stuff to it. All right, so that is the first one. For those of you who chose that path, I'm going to go ahead and remove the first. I'm going to thank the bones for coming through and also the ancestor that helped supported this reading. And I'm going to put the bones back in their home. Okay, so for those of you who chose number 2, okay, let's see what's going on for you. What path are you choosing in 2020? Your path is all about enlightenment as well. Lots of knowing things before they come. Being prepared for certain energies. I'm seeing a lot of protector energy and also a lot of fighting energy as well. Not fighting in a bad way, fighting in a good way, fighting for a cause. Fighting for what you believe in, standing up for the things that matter to you. You're going to be a protector for other people, but not only that, also the things that you really want to do in life. I'm seeing, this right here represents you're taking on someone who is very, very wise. very loyal, very committed. So for those of you who have projects going, this is going to be a great year for you because your loyalty towards these things is going to get them accomplished. I do see some distractions coming in, but I see that this is going to kind of turn over in a sense because it's kind of like you're going to notice those distractions. You're going to know what needs to be removed, what's keeping you away from your path, because this is the bone of staying focused. It's not necessarily getting focused because you already know what you're supposed to be doing. But this is the bone of staying focused, staying on your path. Not letting things come in and push you away from the stuff that you already had planned. You have greater foresight. So a lot of you work with the energy of sight, or you will be this year, 2020, get it? But a lot of your sight is going to come in because you chose the crow feather, and the crow feather is all about seeing things and knowing things, past, present, and future. You have things cut out for you. Yeah, this is all about your path, your soul mission. You're going to be really trying to, search for that and pursue it as well, your soul mission. There's going to be a lot of paths opening up for you. Some of you may be activists. Some of you may be speaking out about something. Some of you may have podcasts, things like that, even YouTube. Some of you may be speaking out about certain things because I'm seeing a lot of warrior energy, a lot of standing up for a cause. You are very, very different, and you always have been. You've always been very different. And maybe, again, at this point in time, it's more so like you're owning that energy. Not ashamed of it. You're like, I know I'm different. I know that I have differences from other people, but this is what makes me special. So I see a lot of confidence in yourself. This ancestor is very confident. And I see some of you are going to be healing ancestors as well. So certain things that they didn't get accomplished, this is going to be like there's going to be a fight and drive to get those things done. I see you more so getting into your individuality. You're going to be strongly in your masculine energy. So one recommendation is to make sure that you keep your feminine energy balanced as well. Because I see there's going to be so much of you fighting for things that you want in your life, things that you deserve, that, you may not have a lot of time to really care about, catering to yourself, basically. You also have the knowledge bone. So there's a lot of ancient wisdom. A lot of this is attached to, again, accomplishing missions that have been waiting around for a long time. Okay, so you have reunion of souls. Okay, it's all good from the ancestors. Okay, so good things coming in 2020. And death, not literally death, new beginnings. There's going to be some reunions. This always sparks interest that you're going to meet the people that you need to meet. And it also gives me the energy of meeting people from the past life are going to come into your life. This doesn't just necessarily just have to do with love, okay? For some of you, it's going to be love. You're going to reunite with certain souls. But for some of you, this is going to be important people that you were supposed to meet on your path. Some of you that need friends, some of you that need people to support you, some people that are looking for teachers, things like that. I see you more so reuniting with these people. Because these people have always been there. They just may not have met you this lifetime yet. But you will encounter some of those special people that are coming to make some changes that are actually going to help you. Sexual energy. I just spoke about that. That's more so like, what should I say? It's more masculine energy. It's a lot of creative energy. There's going to be a lot of things that you're going to want to put in motion and in action. Everything is going to be about action for you. You're going to receive a lot of downloads going into the new year. So that could happen for you now, you know. Okay. So that is the second one. Oh, and another thing I will say is have patience, but I don't even see you trying to move, so I see you diving straight in. But yes, that is the second one. I'm going to go ahead and remove these bones. Thanking the ancestors and bones that came through for this message. Okay, and now we have, let's go move over to the third one, okay? So for those of you who picked number 3, divine signs. You're going to be receiving some divine signs. And I do see, weirdly enough, you're working with the zebra. I feel like this is going to be heavy, and just as I say that, it's already in the bones, but heavy connection to the ancestors, to your spirit guides. You're going to be heavily embedded in that, like in your higher self. So I see a lot of elevation spiritually. Some of you are going to be reuniting with your tribes. If you found out some ancestral information, some of you are going to be getting connected to your families. You're not going to feel so left out. You're going to feel like impacted. And tribe does not always have to mean, a lot of times it's going to mean heritage, but sometimes it just means people who are related to you, people who relate to the same things that you do. So I see some group work, a lot of group channeling. Definitely heavy connection to the ancestors. Looks like some of you are going to be helping an ancestor that recently passed on, or they're going to be helping you. It is going to be very important that you pay attention to your health. And I always say I don't give health advice, but if it comes up, I will mention it, whether it's mental health or physical health. I see the ancestor of structure working with you. So there's going to be, for those of you who are business managers, you're going to receive a lot of help with really getting your business into the right place so that you can manifest a lot of money, a lot of abundance, because abundance is definitely trying to come in for you. It's like receiving financial freedom. So it may not be there at the beginning of the month, the beginning of the year, but going into the year, that's going to be some of the goals, is to get you to a point where either you're working for yourself or you're in a really stable position. Yeah, because I'm seeing some of your interests are going to change. This has to do with your what you want to do in life. Some of your interests are going to change. You're going to receive more clarity about what it is that you're supposed to be doing. And some of it's going to take a transition. Some of you heavily work with spirit animals. Let's see what that message is overall. But yeah, and even though I say change, you have new beginnings here. So there's going to be a lot of changes coming into your life in 2020. Some readjustments. But it's all in, you know when I said changes, the card of changes came out. It's all to make you a better person and to keep your environment good. So perception, looking at the way that you see things, emotional release, and abundance. So we pretty much covered everything except for the emotional release. But I guess that no longer caring for something, that transition, things that you've been kind of trying to hold up over your head, like, oh, I have to be a part of this, oh, I have to do this because of that. You're more so going to let that energy go. I believe the perception change is just going to come in because you're going to value what you need to value, because when it's mental and physical health that's affecting you, it's time to make some changes to whatever's going on in your environment so you don't have to stress as much. because it seems like you put 110% work in everything that you do. But now it's time to give that energy back to yourself and things that you value and things that's going to make you live long and happy. So please allow that change to come in, but you will be receiving a lot of divine signs, things out of nowhere. Feathers, you could receive unexpected signs like music, and I don't know, it's a lot of crazy ways that people can receive signs, but I feel like the crazy ways are going to be what you receive, okay? So don't look for nothing normal, okay? It's going to be very crazy signs, but it's going to be divinely guided, because I'm seeing some higher guardians working with you in the month of 2020. I mean, why do I keep saying the month? Oh my God, the year of 2020. Guys, forgive me. I've been doing a lot of reading, so my energy is like on 10%, and I'm still going. Okay. All right, so that is for number 3. And the funny thing is you got the number of 3. So we thank Bones and the ancestors for coming through on that one. So last but not least, for those of you who chose number 4, okay? 2. And the funny thing is this is all about initiations. I'm saying a lot of you are going to be learning some ancient rituals. Acknowledgement of things that you didn't even know about yourself, that you didn't even know you could do. This also speaks about engagement. And spiritually, it would be engagement in certain events, being a part of, being invited to certain spiritual events, learning how to channel a lot more than you were, access to things that may have been closed off to you, but I see a lot of opening up, a lot of chasing after, a lot of making the next step, next move in your life. Yes. Okay, so in your bones, you have the ancestor of magic and the ancestor of wealth. And also, it's like magic as well, too. Because that's of witches and wizards. I'm saying you get very, very grounded. And as you get grounded, some of you are going to be working with a lot of different types of magic. You will be giving offerings to ancestors. And this is something that you probably already do, but I'm going to see some upgrades in the altars. For the year of 2020, there's going to be some upgrades. It seems like you're going to know how to serve your ancestors better so that they can serve you better. You're going to be more invested in those type of things. Learning how to work with the energy better, knowing how to channel better. And as soon as you do that, this ancestor will more so reveal themselves to you in the form of dreams or just with what you do, speaking to you, things like that. So communication and connections are going to be a lot better in 2020 for you. I'm also seeing going through a form of healing. And for those of you who overwork yourself, that's going to have to change as well, because that does affect your connections. Going to be a lot of balance, but the more you learn, the more you'll gain. I also see this as receiving help in some of your endeavors. Let's see. Yep, that bone is about building a spiritual connection. Some of you are going to receive some ancient objects too. Keep whatever you find in 2020. Because I feel like there's going to be a lot of tools that are going to be handed to you. But I feel like this is a lot of learning, training, initiation. Very invested in your connections. see a lot of you losing fear. Losing fear of the unknown is a powerful thing because you won't hold yourself back from doing whatever it is you need to do to have prosperity and peace. So you have creativity coming in, masculine energy. So again, that's that go-getter energy. That's get up and go. Let's do what we got to do. Taking everything one day at a time. You have stripping illusion. So again, I see you breaking down some type of any types of fears that you've had in the past. That's not going to be there. You're going to be all about it, all for it, being more interactive, especially spiritually. You have past, present, and future. So you're going to be doing some reflection going into 2020. You have letting go. I feel like this is where the healing is coming in at, because there may be some things that you're going to have to release and move forward from. For some of you, this is going to be letting go of fears, letting go of certain jobs. For some of you, it's going to be people. But whatever it is, your grass is still growing. Theirs is too. Their tree, the branch is still going out, and yours is still growing as well, just in different directions. But the sun is still shining on both people. So that's what we have to remember about letting go of anyone or anything. As long as we are continuing to grow, we can still be better. We can still release and know that everything is going to be okay. You have omens. So you're going to be receiving a lot of signs. But the things that you go through or you may experience in 2020 will come to pass. It seems like everything for you is going to be a training period. Maybe not all the way through 2020, but I definitely see going into 2020, you're going into a lot of initiations. So that requires a lot of hard work. But it is going to bring abundance. So that's the great thing about it. I do see wealth there. When there's creativity, you better know that wealth is following right behind it. All right, so that is your reading for the path of 2020. If you like this video, I don't know if I said that right. If you like this video, please make sure that you like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Peace out.